Good morning, Canadian Yarn Horde. My name is Alyssa, and as you can see, I have Maya, Willow, and Salem right behind her. He's the little black smudge at the back there, so I figured I'd show you those guys. Because if I do that, you don't get Maya. But so today, if you are new here, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming. If you are a return viewer, thank you very much. I appreciate you for coming back. But if you are a new viewer, what I like to do here, I like to let you know right at the beginning so you have an idea. This will be a project video, which I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, we're going to have a fight. She's going to start on them. She's not that. She came to me as a feral cat. She's a wonderful young girl. She loves humans, but other cats, not her favorite. The kittens were born in the house, so she will put up with them. But Willow's a bit of a spirited, we'll call it. He loves to play with her, and she is very fearful. So she will run away from anything, like if he touches her or whatever, as he's doing with her tail right now. You can see her tail is moving. His paw is right behind her. She gets very flustered. But she's a wonderful kitty, a wonderful girl. She experienced something in the 8 months before I got her, and I can't make that go away. But she loves her house, and we all love her. So to be honest, she hasn't left this room. She left it, I can count on one hand in the 6 years I've owned her, how many times she's walked out of this room. Her choice, door's always open. But she has decided this is her safe space, and whatever she endured, you have to give her credit that she knows she's loved and she feels safe. So, but besides the point, sorry for the tribe about my cats. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do a daily update showing you the bigger projects I have, like cardigans or a blanket or something I'm doing in the background, whether it's going to be a video or not, or if it's just something I'm working on. It gives you a chance to understand that these projects, like the one I just finished filming, it took me 3 hours to do. The video I did before that took me an hour. So it depends on the project you're making. It depends on what you're doing. Depends on the stitch you've picked. That's a big one. I have a table runner here, which is entrelac, and it took me a week. It was supposed to be a blanket. I made a week, and I had gotten this far in it, and I went, it's a table runner, because I had a lot of other projects I wanted to get to. But I'm rambling. I will move you over to the overhead cam so that we can show you how to do this and get started. So the two yarns I have picked for this particular pair, one is a Bernat Premium. This is really nice black. I get it at Walmart. I think I get it for $9. No, this one's $3.99 if I'm not mistaken. I do like it better than Red Heart. It is nice and softer. It is the black, I do believe. I did make this a little while ago, so I am just improvising, but I do believe it's the same color and the same texture and the same that, because it's either that or it's, I think it's this, because I do not have any of the super shiny, oh my gosh, I just totally forgot the name. Soft and Shiny from Loops and Threads, if I'm not mistaken, is the name. But this one is in the middle. So this is an 100% acrylic. So is that one. This one gives absolutely no information on it other than machine wash and warm and do not tumble dry. And I haven't done that yet, so I don't know. But we are going to get started. I have a feeling that is actually... Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I make it right, but it really is hard to tell, so I think we're good. So how I started this is I have 3 3/4 needles. I'm going to cast on 38 stitches. So if you want to see what I'm doing, I will put my hands up close. I can't really see my screen right now, so here, let's see if I can get the glare off my table, off my camera, so I can see it a little better, so I can see my hands. So there you have, you're holding the string in your hand like that. You wrap it around You grab your hook, which I am using a 3.5 because that's closest to the needles. You're going to pull up and then you're going to pull tight. That is a slip knot. I'm not worried about how large of a tail I have because I do have to sew them up. So you do want a little bit of a tail. That's probably more than I need. But so then you're going to cast on. So now it's 1, 2. And once you have the loop on the hook, you just wrap it around the needle. And it leaves this beautiful border that goes around the bottom. And you just keep going until you have 38 stitches. I will come back when I have the 38 stitches and I will show you how to do the ribbing. So I have my 37 stitches, and the last stitch you just put the hook on the needle, and that's how you take it off of the hook. So now what we're going to do is you're going to insert your needle towards the back, wrap around, pull towards the front, and pull off. You're going to come to the front, you're going to put it in the front, you're going to wrap around the front, you're going to pull through the back and pull off. And that is your ribbing. You are going to do this for, I think that's 1.5 inches, but I'm going to measure just to be safe. Oh, no, it's 1 inch. So I'm going to do this for 1 inch, and then I will come back and I will show you how to transition to the pattern. So I have my inch done. So we are going to transfer over. I'm going to grab, since I don't need a very large tail, we're going to pull that off. We're going to grab the green. We're going to change our needles. So we were using the 3 3/4. So now we're going to go over to the 4s. As I can show you, we're going to do 4s for this, and that gives your wrist a little bit more space. And this row, this is a 2-row repeat pattern, so this row is all knit. So you're just going to knit all the way across. And this is a really fun, easy pattern. I really like doing this one. And I like that the row in between is knit. So the second row is a little more complicated. This one, shut your brain off and knit. And it's a really nice pattern. It looks very intricate, very complicated, and it's very, very simple. It's actually one of the easier patterns. So we're just going to finish off this row. And then I will show you what to do for the next row. And do not forget to change your needle, because you're working with a 3 3/4 and a 4. That's one of my Achilles heels a lot of times, as I will forget to transfer the needle. That's why if you notice I have it sitting right in front of me, it's hard for me to forget it. And don't forget to take the needle and run it through your hair every now and then to redistribute the oils. So now this row is going to be a knit 1, purl 1 pattern. So just like your ribbing, you're just going to knit 1 and then purl 1 and then knit 1 and then purl 1. And you're going to do that all the way across. Now I'm not sure where the seam is. Okay, so you're just going to do this for, so you're going to do it for until your work measures 5.5 inches. So that is your 2-row repeat. I am going to finish 5.5 inches, and I will be back to show you how to do the top ribbing and then sew it up. All right, I have my 5.5 inches. So now what we're going to do is we're going to leave a tail. You want to leave a bit of a tail. And then we're done with the green, because I've already got the second one. If you're doing your first, you will have to obviously make a second one. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to change to your 3mm needles. Actually, I'm going to take a stitch down at the beginning. So I'm going to knit 2 together there. There we go. And then we're going to purl all the way to the last 2 stitches, or knit 1, purl 1, ribbing over all the way to the last 2 stitches. So you just keep going all the way across, and once you get to the last 2 stitches, you're going to finish them off. They should be finished off in purl, and you're just going to purl 2 together. And then I think you do this for an inch, the knit 1, purl 1 ribbing. And then I will come back and show you how to sew it up once we're done. So I just want to get to the last 2 stitches so you can see for sure that we are definitely trying to cast them off. We're just going to knit them together. Almost there. And I do have to say this yarn is really, really nice to work with. This green that I got from Dollarama is a really nice yarn. I do recommend. It is, like I said, I think it's $3.75, and it's a really nice yarn to use. So do not forget to change over to the 3mm too. It has been the bane of my existence multiple times, and now you are just going to finish ribbing for an inch, and then I will be back and show you how to finish off your work. So I'm going to now cast off as I do the last row because I've finished my inch. So what you're going to do is you're going to go front and back. And a lot of times with ribbing, I go back and forth. I do like to use the crochet hook to cast off, but it is noticeable. And I do like to have a ribbed cast off when I can. So I will be casting off. You knit like normal, and then you take the stitch down and you take it over. And you just travel it over the other stitch. Don't pull. Do not pull tight at all because you don't want it tight. You want it as loose as you can. So I do apologize if you can hear my needles. I hate trying to knit by a table just because of the noise they make. But that's why I try to use smaller needles when I can. However, these 3s, they are the size they are. So you're just going to continue casting off. I will be back to show you how to sew it up in a second. So this is where we're going to sew it up. So I'm going to fold it so that the inside's out. Now I'm sure there's people that might think this is a really pretty and want this on the outside. And if you do, great. But I actually really like the lines with the bars in between. So I want to have that on the outside. I'm not sure if that's the right or the wrong side, to be honest. I just picked the side I like better. So if you want to have it so that this side is the inside, you can do that. I'm doing this side because I thought it looked prettier to have that. And it kind of worked with the bars down here and that, hiding that, and made it look really nice for a finished product. So I'm going to sew that off, trim it. Now for this one, you are going to want to put a lock stitch in and then travel a little bit. So I'm going to lock stitch it right here, which just means wrapping the loop around the needle so it doesn't pull itself out. And then I'm going to come down about four. So there's bars in between. Oh, wait, I'm going to grab that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go 5, 1. Don't pull it tight. Go to this side, and now you're going to want to put another locking stitch in. So you just kind of double back or wrap it around or however you want to do it. You just want to make sure that you get the stitch in tight. And then there's your finger hole, nice and big. I know that it's about 4 or 5 rows that my thumb will fit comfortably. If you need to, put your hand in and measure it and measure how you think it'll look on your hand. That's about where I like it. So I know that this is going to work. So I'm just going to keep sewing here, going down, grabbing a loop on each side. Is it still raining? Can't hear it anymore. We had some beautiful snow this weekend, and we just had a bit of rain to get rid of it yesterday. And now it's going back into the crazy weather again. I imagine this video will come out in winter, so I'm not too worried. I have been trying to do patterns for winter, something that someone can use for the winter months in winter and things for summer in summer. And I do try to do that. I try to come out with Christmas patterns at Christmas. I have a bunch of ideas right now that I'm going to be doing. There's that. So now I'm going to grab the black. I'm going to grab this black because it's longer. I'll probably just darn that one in. So now I'm going to turn it around because I like to go this way. Just grabbing the bars again. And just gonna do a second one here and go back down, making sure it is pretty much a secure stitch and a secure seam. And now I'm just going to, and always when you're seaming, make sure you just do that little pull so you don't have any tucked up, tightened up threads that could leave a little bit of a unpleasant looking loop that'll grow and grow and grow, and then it'll pull out, and you'll have to either darn it in and trim it or trim it off, whichever way you want to go. I'm just going to put a stitch right in there because I can see there's a little bit of a hole there. So I'm going to fill that in into the black a little bit. But since my yarn is already there doing that, I don't think that'll be too much to worry about. And then I'm just going to come upwards. And there you have it. Two very nice fingerless gloves. I do not know the name of this pattern. I'm going to trim that. I'll show you what they look like. And I do hope to earn your like and subscription. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I do hope to see you again. So here's what they look like. Oh, wrong end. So there's what they look like. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.